Hello, welcome to my channel, Lux to O. And today I have a video I wanted to share with you, and I had a request from a person who wanted to know if I could suggest some fragrances for a wedding guest, specifically in the afternoon going into the evening. And I certainly do have many suggestions, so there will be a part 2. But in part 1, I want to cover some of the fragrance that I think would be wonderful on a wedding guest. We don't want to upstage the bride or her bridal party, and that would be very hard to do given the fact that she'll be wearing that beautiful white dress, and her bridal party will be appropriately attired as well. But if you want something just a little different, then this video can be for you. I know that when I was mother of the groom, I went down the rabbit hole to seek a non-offensive, unique, and special fragrance that I would wear, and each time I did, it would remind me of that special day. I've been blessed that my son did choose a young lady that cannot be disliked. Thank goodness. The first fragrance on this list is very chic and elegant, and you're familiar with her, I would assume. If you've watched YouTube, you are familiar with Parfums de Marly, but this time I had to bring out Athalia. She is such a gorgeous girl. She is a floral woody musk, and I think she's perfect all year round. Most specifically though, in the summer she might be slightly overwhelming, but if you're talking about an evening wedding, I think this girl can definitely be a choice for you. We all know the Parfums de Marly bottles are simply spectacular. The fragrances I'm suggesting on this list, of course all fragrances are unisex. However, I don't necessarily believe that. There are masculine scents I like, and then there are sometimes when I just want a purely feminine fragrance. And Parfums de Marly certainly does not disappoint. This one is a gorgeous iris goddess. The top notes on her are bitter orange and incense, and you do get that incense, which is where you may think that she's better in the fall and winter, and certainly she's suitable then. But in the heart, you get the orange blossom, iris, and also cashmerean, which does give us some warmth and some powdery qualities. You also have base notes of musk, vanilla, and amber, all of which I adore. I think Athalia takes a little bit of maturity to wear this fragrance. I don't think it's somebody in their 20s, but that's my opinion. If you like it, certainly wear it. I think this takes a little bit of living, and maybe after 35. But of course you can wear whatever you like when you like. If this had been available in my 30s, I have a feeling I would have chosen it. But that's just me. I feel like this is for a woman, as I mentioned, with some wisdom. I know I heard about this one from Lavishly Chichi, who has a wonderful channel and a delightful personality. And she said that this gives rich auntie vibes. And I think that's a perfect description of what you will find in Athalia. I was surprised with the number of compliments that I received when I was wearing Athalia. I also like the fact that I get wafts of this scented bit of luxury throughout the day. You would not be competing with the bride and causing any issues, but I feel like you will be uniquely and elegantly you if you're choosing Athalia. You're going to be wonderful whatever you choose. If you don't like a bit of incense, this is not too heavy in the world of incense. I think it's more of an elegant floral expression of iris. If you don't like iris, then no, I don't think Athalia is for you. I also do think Athalia is a wonderful choice for a date night. 3 words for Athalia would be classy, confident, and worthy. The next fragrance on this list is by Stephen Humbert Lucas. And yes, iris is one of my favorite notes in fragrances. And this little gem is lovely. And she's gorgeous and kind of affordable, I believe. Under $150 is where I've seen the price point. And I've used quite a lot of Stephen Humbert Lucas Panthea Iris. I think of iris scents as being worn more in cooler weather, but I would say with Panthea Iris, I feel like it has that sparkling quality to it that makes it really a year-round scent. The fragrance is absolutely gorgeous and it's affordable, in my opinion. I think of iris scents frequently requiring that maturity to wear, as I mentioned with Athalia. However, with this one, I feel like it has a bit of zing that probably radiates from those pink berries, and that's just in the opening. You also have a white tea note that isn't too detectable to my nose, but could be the reason why this comes across a little bit more transparent than Athalia. As Panthea Iris shows her heart, you will notice the welcoming effect of that Iris Absolute that's quite expensive in fragrances and highly prized. She's also paired with jasmine and violet, and the base is absolutely stunning. It's like somebody singing a song with all the right notes and perfect pitch. As clean white musk, sweet tonka bean, soft sandalwood, a very light patchouli, and that expensive, very expensive iris butter. On my skin, this is not as projecting as Athalia, but it does radiate off your skin in a very pleasant way and would be an excellent choice even in the warmer weather. The dent of this bottle indicates how much I do adore this fragrance, and it has a more youthful feeling to me, where Athalia is a little bit more mature, but this is a little bit more youthful. Perfect, as I mentioned, year-round. And the three words I would use for Panthea Iris would be modern, airy, and divine. Another fragrance on this list, which I think is absolutely wonderful, this is Lalique's Soleil Lunar. This is the latest addition in Lalique's Soleil line, and the previous two were also darlings in my collection. It is a floral woody musk, and a little bit of fruitiness is in here. It's a feminine fragrance that is perfect to wear all year. The top notes of Lalique Soleil Lunar is mandarin essence, which gives us that brightness, pink peppercorn, which I think gives it a sparkling quality, and the wonderful magnolia, which I can often smell just walking down the street. The mid notes are Lady of the Night flower and heliotrope with ambrette. In the base notes you have crystal moss, gray amber accord, and musks. Lady of the Night flower is quite interesting. It's a very thick fragrance, and the flowers only bloom at night. I guess that's why we may have the name Soleil Lunar. It's light and dark at the same time, with sweetness to boot, but never too much. The lasting power is moderate on me, but I spray it midday, and the bottle, I think, is simply gorgeous and a good representation of the liquid inside, and I love that when it happens. The crystal bottle deems that this bottle is worthy of keeping around even when it's empty. Three words would be alluring, glorious, and elevating. The next fragrance is new to my collection, and I think it will soon become a favorite. It is Van Cleef and Arpels Extraordinaire Musc de Soul. I hope I said that correctly. The top notes, you do have aldehydes and a neroli. The mid notes are iris, white musks, and cashmeran. The base notes, you have sandalwood and benzoin, and that really helps it to give it a nice lasting power. It's smooth and well balanced. It's not a powerhouse, but is more delicate. This wears like a silky second skin. The lasting power is moderate. It is the type of scent that someone close to you will notice it, but it will not clash with those around you. And believe me, some of those folks may be wearing heavier fragrances, and you don't need to compete. You can whisper and still stand out. And I must mention, with the aldehydes in this fragrance, it can give a bit of an old-fashioned scent while it's not old-fashioned. I must admit that when I did smell it, I got a slight, very slight Chanel No. 5 vibe. It's nothing like Chanel No. 5, but I think the aldehydes in it made me think of that. But it's a quite delightful fragrance and light enough certainly to wear in the summer. 3 words for this fragrance would be delicate, enveloping, and luminous. And I think the luminosity is due to those sparkling aldehydes. The next fragrance is Narciso Rodriguez Magnolia Musc. And I have a dedicated review on this particular line from Narciso Rodriguez. And I share with you some of those wonderful fragrances, and I enjoy Magnolia Musc, probably one of my favorites out of that particular line of fragrances. This is very feminine and perfect for the summertime. Let me mention that the notes included are ginger extract, a bergamot, ambrette seed, magnolia, rose absolute, and also you have the osmanthus absolute as well. The opening is quite radiant with that bergamot, ambrette, and slightly spicy ginger. That adds to the warmth that comes to greet your nose in the very beginning. As the scent evolves and the heart is revealed to you, you'll get a magnolia that is in a delicate form and I wish was a tad bit stronger. But I absolutely love the fragrance of magnolia, so for me, I'm always going to wish that note was a little stronger. But in here, it's very soft and very pretty. There is a rose note, but don't worry about that. If you do not like rose, it does not overtake the magnolia. And this also has nice gentle woods, like alluring akagala wood, and also osmanthus, that tends to give this one a honeyed touch, while still being soft and sensual with that Narciso Rodriguez musk, and a very light, barely detectable to my nose, tonka bean. It's moderate lasting on me, approximately, I'd say 4 hours. I don't mind that because I will always respray anyways. And if you want the scent to last you into the evening, I would advise that you decant it and take some with you. 3 words for Narciso Rodriguez Magnolia Musk would be radiant, sophisticated, and absolutely feminine. I hope you enjoyed this video. I do have another one that will be coming out featuring wedding or wedding guest fragrances that I think are perfect for this time of year, and even as we're leaning into fall. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'd love to know what fragrances on this list you may have tried, or what fragrances you're interested in trying. And if you're a wedding guest, let me know what you're going to be wearing to the wedding you're attending. Thank you so much for joining me. Once again, please turn on the notification bell so you won't miss my part 2 for wedding fragrances or wedding guest fragrances. I will look forward to seeing you in my next fragrance video, my fragrance friends. Goodbye.